Well, thank you all for being here, for taking time out of your morning to come out and be together. As well, we are far apart, but nevertheless we are together, and it's such a pleasure to see everybody again and to see your faces again. And before we get started, let me tell you where we're going with this. I just want to stretch out a little bit for a minute or two for any little kinks that we gathered getting here. Then I'm going to put this in context as to what we're going to do. How are you? So there'll be no surprises. You'll kind of know what's coming and how it's ending and so on and so forth. So let's just take a minute to just take your hands out for a minute and shimmy a little bit and just stretch out. And a lot of meditation is about breath, okay? So if we can get a little more oxygen, as you lift your hands, feel the rib cage open, and the oxygen has much more room to run around and fill your lungs and heart center and all those muscles between your ribs. If you can go a little higher, go a little higher. If you can't, stop there and see what that feels like. So a lot of this business of meditation, yoga, etc., is not a show and tell, is not a follow the leader, but it's a what you're feeling inside. The whole point is to bring you back to you. And so let's take the hands together and stretch them out this way. What does that mean, bring you back to you? That sounds kind of strange, but that really means you have the space, you have the time, you have the atmosphere to return to the essence of what you're about. Some people call it the inner child, the inner guru, your inner wisdom, but you know deep down inside of you, you have this place where all the best version of you, as they say today, resides. So let's take your hands in, let's just stretch out a little this way. I call this wristies in yoga, and just open up a little bit. Fantastic. And we'll let the hands settle down. Let's take the shoulders up to the ears and look up a little bit. Oh my gosh, look at this beautiful day. And let it go. Ha. Let's squeech those shoulders up and let go of anything you don't need to be carrying around today. Fantastic. And just shake out your feet and maybe shake them or circle them or paddle. Again, the whole goal here is for you to find that teacher in yourself. And you know where to go. You don't need me up here. I'm just kind of, aiding this whole thing, but you don't need me. You've got it inside. So let me just pick this up here. What I'd like to find out is who's here, and in 2 or 3 words, what brought you out this morning? The last gets to be first.
My name's Gloria Deneen. I came just really to try it. I think it would help me. I don't think it's but I'm certainly going to try it.
Well, that's half of it, trying something new.
Yep.
I'm Donna Smith, and I have been before. I was here when that camarada was doing it, and found it was very helpful.
Very, very good. Yeah.
Glad to be
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
The understand is when I retired May of last year, so as soon as I retired, I do a cat's class every Thursday. So I was coming every Thursday.
Very nice. So you're all experienced. You definitely don't.
Monday class.
Yeah. Yeah. So you kind of have a feel for it. Linda?
Had a lot of anxiety lately.
Not yet. Very good. Joyce. Curiosity. Me too. I'm curious. And great. Good. Thank you, Diane. Very good. Good. Yeah. Exactly. As Carrie says, in these uncertain times. How are you? No worries. Go ahead, Natalie, now that you started. Right. Good, good. And okay. Okay, Pat, thank you. Oh, good. So who of you wants to come up and lead this thing? So I'm Donna. I've worked for the Y in Needham for 25 years. We're just reinstating our yoga program. I'm very excited about that. And I think we're going to be doing something along the lines of yoga here, and you'll probably hear notice about that. And when my friends say you're leading meditation, they just laugh at me because I'm one of the more hyper people around. But I said, no, do not do that. I can have a quiet moment too. So this is going to be very different and unique for all of you today. And for me, I'm not used to this kind of technology when I'm sharing and being with people. You might feel like you've had the best rest you've had in a week, and you might say, when can I get out of this chair and get to the coffee shop, you know? So why are we going to do this? Why are we going to do this at all? Basically, if we could encapsulate it all, and I brought a bunch of books to show you all the stuff that's been written on. It's not that we don't read, and we read up on this, and you can look at them later if you want. This is just a few little samplings of it. But much has been written about something that's really quite simple. The problem is it's not easy. So we do this to slow down. Essentially, we're trying to slow down, slow the systems down, okay? Refresh and renew, and basically trying to slow the mind down, okay? Slow the mind down so that we start to work from our heart center, our intuition, rather than the habits of the mind. And our minds are having several conversations at once all the time, right? So we have distractions from within, distractions from without, and we're running and running, trying to keep up with it. So yoga is very simple. You know, you just focus on something. It's just an extended concentration. The Buddha says if you're cutting onions and you're with that onion and you see the rings and you see the knife and you're aware of what's going on, you're meditating. You're concentrating fully on what you're doing. So you don't have to sit and breathe. You don't have to have you're just being in your own space. Why is it not easy? Because your mind is like the puppy. You're trying to take the puppy down the path, but it's going this way and that tree and this post, and you're trying to get puppy back centered, back on the main path, so you can get to where you're going. So you will be amazed just trying to sit for 2 minutes. The mind will take off. Well, we're not going to empty the mind, because the mind is designed to think. That's what it does. We're just trying to slow it down so the mind can work for us, and we're not working for the mind all the time. We're no longer a servant to the mind's whims and distractions. The mind is paying attention. So when we're sitting here focused on something, we're actually witnessing our own mind in its insanity running around, so to speak. And that is what is actually we're doing. It's we're to slow it down. And we're going to just, again, have an extended concentration. And we're going to use a couple of techniques today. We're going to say something that you have with you all the time. It's one of your finest natural resources. It's your breath. And we know that it's oxygen-rich blood that's being delivered to your body. So the breath is key. And we have it all the time. And it's portable, and it's wonderful. Breathing life into these dry bones, the breath of spirit, the breath of life. We know that the breath is key to our energy. This is how we feel breath, our energy through our breath. So just take your hands to the collarbones, if you will, and just notice your breathing. And we don't want to get uptight about this. Oh, I meant to say that too. Let's not have any expectations of what this should be or how it is, or I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this either. That's why I practice it. Let's have any expectations. If the idea of breathing is uncomfortable for you and concentrating and talking about breathing because of breathing issues, just sit comfortably and naturally and just feel your collarbones lift. And just down, in and out. And that's about as far as most people breathe. All right? Can you take your hands to your rib cage and draw that breath energy all the way to your ribs? So breathing down a little more deeply, filling all the spaces in our body, looking for this oxygen-rich blood. Okay, and then we take our hand down to our belly. We feel our belly inflate with air. Yeah, the belly kind of blows up like a little balloon in the belly. And then it draws back. And now this is a curiosity. we look in the mirror, we see ourselves breathing, but a lot of your breath is happening in the back. If you can reach to your back, and if you can't, just push your back into the chair and notice, are you breathing fully? You're three-dimensional. Are you only breathing here, or are you feeling the whole container? Do you feel your breath going into the back body and inflating that also? So we have a lot of body heal to feel with breath here, don't we? So that's going to be our tool here. Let's take our hand up and imagine you're fogging, this is your mirror, your handheld mirror, yeah? And just fog that mirror, and then bring that back in again, and in, out, and then you can release the mirror and just do this at your own pace through parted lips, or close your mouth, whichever way is most comfortable for you. In and out, in and out. And we're going to do this for just 2 or 3 minutes. First, I want you to find your seat, make sure you're sitting on your 2 sitting bones here. Lift up tall through the crown of the head. It is your spine and your core that's conducting this program here, your energy and your breath. And so we're just going to breathe. I'm going to go about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to ring this chime each time so you know we're going to start to kind of come back a little bit. So your eyes can be open, or you can just have a soft gaze ahead. Okay? And we'll begin. Inhale, exhale. In, out, in, out, following your natural rhythm. Fill, relax. Fill, relax. In, out, in, out. Fill, relax. When the mind starts to jump in and distract you, just thank it, say thinking, and let it go, just like the clouds above passing by. Returning over and over again to the sound of your breath, to the feel of your breath, where it enters your body, how it travels down through your body expanding with each in-breath and quieting down with each out-breath. In and out. In just a moment, you're going to hear the chime. And we'll slowly open our eyes and return to the group. Let your breath be perfectly natural now. Perhaps open your eyes and come on back. Yeah. We're doing a little bit more conversation today because we're just getting started, and perhaps people watching at home are getting started. So how was that for you? Tough, huh? And what do we do about distractions? Oh my God, what's he doing over there ruining our morning, So what do we do about distractions? What we do is we name it. We go, oh, thinking. And like these clouds, we don't hold on to the cloud, we just let it go by. Come back to what we're doing. And we say, oh, hearing, let it go again. So give it a name and try to let it go. Uh-oh, belly rumbling, fine. Notice it, let it go, all right? So acknowledge it and just see if you can let it go. Again, simple. Not easy, is it? Not easy. Let's try another task. And if you've ever had prayer beads or rosary beads, this will be familiar to you. We're going to start not only breathing, but we're going to add some touch to it. Sometimes the idea of touch and breathing go nicely together. So we're going to each breath is going to be a touch. And if you don't want to do this and you're just happy, just ignore me, tune me out, just sit, do your thing. So there'll be a breath, this will be a breath, this will be a breath, and we'll just go right down the row here, like rosary beads if you happen to be Catholic. And I think that was some of the gift. Even a lot of faiths have prayer beads, and there's that idea of this counting and this touching, and this breathing that kind of slows it down and gets the focus. So we'll start again, and we'll go, let's see, oh my gosh, time is flying. We'll go 2 or 3 minutes, and it may seem like an eternity, or it may go by quickly. So you can have your hands just down and forget all this. You can turn your palms up and count. We have nice arms on the chair that are comfortable. It's important that you feel comfortable, okay, that it not be stressful for you. So, are you all ready to start this one again? I'll just get it rolling with the first few fingers, and then I'll just leave you to it. And if, again, whatever works for you is what works. So, here we go. Inhale, exhale, there's 1. Inhale, exhale, there's 2. Inhale, some new possibility. Exhale and let go. In and out. There's another finger. In and out. Fill. Relax. Fill. Relax. In. Out. In. Out. Hearing, come back. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out, 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 in. In, out, 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 in, In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In these final moments, let's see how faithful we can be to our object of focus, our touch, our breath, sound. Which finger are you touching now? Be fully with it. Where is your breath traveling to? In just a moment, you'll hear the chime. And we'll come back together for a moment. Welcome back for just a moment. How many of you find that very distracting over there? Yeah, no? You were able to work through that? So I want to say this about meditation. I want to say this about yoga. We have this vision of we're supposed to go to this calm place and, go to our oasis and whatever. It's not about so much running away from the storms and problems. It's how do we live within the storms and problems and distractions. That is the whole point of yoga. So actually, we are doing the task. And here comes an airplane. This is fun. Let's try one more here. So I will. I wanted to do it with just listening to the sounds around us, but maybe I'll bring in the music just a little bit more if it helps. And we just have another few moments. This has just been amazing. I really didn't know what to expect myself. I was what all of you are: curious, anxious, nervous. I think this is my thing here. You'll tell me if we go up here. You hear that a little more? How is it out there? Is that about right? I don't want to totally overwhelm. I have no idea. Thank you so much for your help on that. So, okay. Next week we're going to do another one. So we have the breath going. That's always going with us. We got the touching thing going on here. And we're going to try a hearing meditation. You might like this one better. This might feel more natural. And let me turn this down for a bit. We're going to sit, we're going to breathe. You can still do the fingers, but why don't we just focus on what we hear? It could be the rumbling of your stomach. It could be the plane going over. It could be the breeze in the trees. Bring all of your inner awareness now to what you hear, okay? So we'll start, and oh my gosh, my time is flying. And I'll try to get you here out of close to on time leave as we can, because you have other things to do. So, yeah, okay. What's going on here? Let's bring our attention into our ears. Find your seat. Lift up tall. You want to feel like you're elegant, but you don't want to feel rod stiff like this. If we looked at you, we know you're doing something besides sitting, but you don't want to be like, uncomfortable. But you do want to be grounded in your sitting bones in your seat and lift it up and let that energy roll up through you. So here we go. Let's try a little hearing meditation, and we'll begin. And we lost our friend here somehow. I'll see if I can bring it back, but start with what you hear in the air there. Listening. God-given ears, what a great gift to hear. What do you hear? Inhale, exhale, hearing. Knowing that your inner energy, your inner wisdom is guiding you. As best you can, relax your forehead, your jaw. Rest your right shoulder, arm, wrist, and fingers. Your left shoulder, arm, wrist, and fingers. Let your legs be heavy. And we breathe. Just rest for another minute or two in your great natural bliss and peace. Just take this last minute to thank yourself, your Creator, for being able to do this today. Whatever came up, it's authentically who we are. And here comes the chime. Take a big deep breath in, everybody, and scooch it up and let go. Just don't carry it around the rest of the day. So where'd that half hour go, huh? I just want to thank Sherry for all the work she's done in the coaching, and Jim for not just today but other days setting me up. And are you from Walpole Media? Thank you so much for joining us, and for our folks at home, thank you so much. And of course, always Carrie and Debbie and the whole staff here. And I think that's a wrap. We could have a sharing, but we're so far apart, it's just hard to hear anybody. But I look forward to seeing you next week.